What is up, guys? So in today's video, I'm gonna make a video that I've been getting a lot of DMs on, and that is how to use the Pavotubes, how to get the best out of them. Just like you guys, when I bought these Pavotubes, they're a little confusing, even though they have the instructions in the back. There's just a lot of things that are not quite clear on how to go about them. So I'm gonna go ahead and run the effects, run everything about these lights. Some of it is pretty simple. Some of them, there's like little things that you guys will know in this video. But anyways, let's get started on this Pavotube. So let's turn this on now, and we're gonna run through the first menu system. So if you turn the knobs on the right, that's pretty much what you're gonna use to scroll through them. There's CCT, HSI, special effects, cycle, address, combined control, and battery. So you're not gonna touch the HSI, the special effects, you're not gonna touch the cycle. The address you definitely are if you're planning to use a lot of them with the Wi-Fi adapter, which is the way I use it. So you definitely wanna have them all in the same number, or if you wanna separate them, change the numbers. But that's really where you're gonna go in the menu system for. The battery as well, in case you wanna know how much percentage you have left on the tube light. But everything else after that is gonna come from these buttons here. So I'm gonna just go back to menu. All right, so now we're gonna hop into CCT mode. All right, so same thing, it's gonna be pretty self-explanatory. If you wanna go to 6500 or 30,000, or what is it, 2700, you're able to do that with this knob, and the other one's gonna control the dimness of it. So it's pretty self-explanatory, it's pretty easy. The next thing we're gonna go on to is HSI mode. So same thing with the knobs on the right. One is gonna be scrolling through each one, so from the HSI to the saturation to the dimmer, while the other one is gonna be moving how much intensity is gonna be for each, or whichever one you're planning on going with. So let's just say we're gonna go into HSI, right? Forgive me if I'm blown out and whatnot, but I mean, that's just what I kind of figured was gonna happen. So yeah, one's gonna be the HSI. You know, you're able to go through them, you're able to change the color, so it's pretty easy. Same thing, one of the knobs is gonna do the job for that. Now we're gonna go on to saturation, move on to that. You can drop the saturation, boost it, all depending on how you want to go about it. So if you basically go down, it kind of goes to white. But yeah, there's that, pretty self-explanatory. The dim, that's the other option that you have with the HSI mode. RGB mode, you know what that is. That's just the colors just cycling through. But now this is where things get really good, and this is where a lot of people are having problems. As myself, when I got this tube light, it was very confusing. So when you go into special effects, so the cop car mode is pretty easy. You know, you already see the cycle, quad, you're able to change it, but for the most part, you know, it's a cop mode, and it's more on what do you like to do. So you're only gonna use a knob on the side to go around that. The next effect that we're gonna go with is candle mode. So same thing, the only option that you have for it is to dim it. So if you wanna go really low, or you wanna go super strong on the intensity. And forgive me, I hate when it's like so nasty like this, but yeah, I gotta live with the exposure on this. But yeah, so it's the candle mode. The next thing we're gonna go with on the special effects is the flash timer. So now this is a problem that a lot of you guys are gonna experience. I've been using these on a lot of music videos, so I already know the in and outs of this tube light to kind of go around it. But yeah, so notice how the flash timer, the colors are cycling through. You're not gonna be able to do this if you go on CCT mode. So let's just say you're on CCT mode, right? And you want to go to special effects. Now, as soon as I go to flash, check this out, it's on white. So the last setting that you have from CCT, RGB, or HSI, the last setting you're on, and when you go into special effects on the flash, it's gonna be this color. So the only thing I'm gonna be able to tweak with the knob is basically the CCT mode. So I can go from, what was it, 2700 all the way to 6500, and then the dimmer is the other knob. That's the only options. Now if I go to RGB mode and I do the cycling, right? Now I'm gonna go to special effects, and let me go back to flash timer. So now it's gonna just cycle through. It's gonna be on RGB mode, but cycling through. That's because the last place that I was at was RGB mode. Now if I go to HSI mode, there's the other thing that gets complicated. These settings don't tend to quite be clear on, and that is, if I'm on the HSI mode and I am on the dim mode, and then I go to special effects and I'm on flash timer, you can't do anything but dim it. That's it. You can do the other knob, you can do anything you want, it's not gonna do anything. So on the Hsi mode, if you guys want to do these special effects on the flashing, make sure on the Hsi mode you're on the Hsi area where you can tweak the colors, because now when you go to special effects and go to flash timer, now you're able to go ahead and change colors because you left it on the Hsi mode. It's weird, but that's just what it is. Because if you're on Hsi mode, and let's just say I leave it on saturation, and now I go to special effects and I go back to flash timer, all I'm gonna be able to do is play with the saturation. And that is the most complicated thing I think a lot of people are having. So, I mean, hopefully this video tends to help you with this, because the Hsi mode is really important. Like, if you definitely want to tweak it with the flash timer. Oh, another thing, make sure the saturation is at 100, so when you go to flash timer and you leave it on Hsi, you have the color. Otherwise, you're gonna have whatever saturation you left it on, that's what you're gonna get. So just make sure you're on Hsi. So I'm gonna just go back to that, and then we're gonna go to effects, special effects or whatever. And now if you go to flash timer or SOS mode, you're able to change the colors. So there's, what's the next one? The storm. No, the storm's gonna stay white. So I think I made a mistake on that. It's not gonna change colors. But the flash, the SOS mode, all those are gonna change. The candle mode is gonna stay obviously within that color, but the flash timer, that one you're gonna be able to tweak it. So it's only gonna work for SOS mode, and what's the other one? The flash one's gonna, there you go. So this video is pretty self-explanatory. The one problem that I was having, let me turn it off real quick. So the one problem that I was having with this whole video was basically, figuring out why, when I was going to special effects, why wasn't it changing colors, or why wasn't I able to move it. And as I've been shooting like over 20 music videos with these tube lights, yeah, these tube lights are definitely clutch. I like them a lot, especially if you guys have the Wi-Fi adapter. It needs a lot of help when it comes to the whole app and whatnot, but I mean, overall you're able to do the simple things, which is what I use them for. But yeah, I mean, the hardest thing and what I wanted to get across to you guys with this video is just the Hsi mode when it comes to the special effects. Just make sure you guys have it on the Hsi. Do not leave it on the dimmer or the saturation, because otherwise that's all you're going to be able to do when you go to special effects and you go to flash SOS. Same thing if you guys want Rgb mode on the flashing and whatnot, just make sure you guys click Rgb and then go to special and then go to the the flash timer and whatnot, and then it's going to be Rgb mode. So yeah, I mean, that's the most complicated thing. I don't even think they give you that type of instruction in the back. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you guys exactly. I mean, it just tells you what it does, but it doesn't tell you when you go to the effects, make sure you leave the Hsi on Hsi mode. They're not being clear on, if you leave it on saturation, you're only going to be able to change the saturation on the color. So yeah, that's a big, I think a big thing that they left out, and it's a very key important thing for you guys to know. As myself, I had to kind of struggle, and on set maybe take like the first maybe 3-4 shoots, I had to figure that out and find my ways around it. So yeah, I definitely don't want you guys to be struggling with this light on set and figuring out why you guys can't get this color when it's flashing. Maybe you guys think you guys can't use colors or tweak it, but you guys can. It's just figuring things out. And I mean, besides that, I think this light is excellent. I would definitely recommend it for you guys. If you guys are interested in this light, make sure you guys click on the link in the description below and purchase some of these. It always helps the channel as well. You guys get it for the same price as I did, but of course I get like a little percentage off of it, and it helps me just continue making these videos. So I really appreciate it if you guys did that. But besides that, anyways, hopefully you guys like this video. Appreciate you guys for subscribing. Like this video if you guys found it helpful. Share it with your friends or anyone that might have these tube lights. I think this video will really help them. This is more of a tutorial on what was really important for me. And yeah, anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.